In this lesson, we're going to provide a quick summary of cloud migrations, including the types of cloud migration, the phases of a cloud migration, the types of cloud migration approaches, cloud-native applications, data analytics, customer-facing services, and some emerging and evolving business technologies and services. First, we need to discuss the type of cloud migrations that you might perform, including moving from an on-premise environment to a cloud environment, moving between different cloud environments, or moving from a cloud environment back to an on-premise environment. Each type of migration has its own set of challenges and considerations, and so it's important for organizations to understand these before beginning their own cloud migration project. Second, we have the phases of a cloud migration. Cloud migration is the process of moving data, applications, and other business processes from an on-premise environment to a cloud-based infrastructure, or from one cloud-based infrastructure to another cloud-based infrastructure. This process can be really complex and requires careful planning and execution to ensure a smooth transition. During a cloud migration, there are three main phases that you're going to be focused on. First, planning. Second, implementation. And third, optimization and security. Now, the third thing we need to talk about is the 8 different types of cloud migrations, including rehosting, replatforming, refactoring, repurchasing, retiring, retaining, hybrid, and phase migrations. Now, rehosting, or the lift and shift, is the simplest and quickest type of cloud migration because it involves moving an existing application from an on-premise or other cloud environment to a new cloud environment without making any changes to the application's code or architecture. Replatforming, also known as a lift, tinker, and shift, or a re-architecture migration, is going to involve making changes to the architecture of an existing application to optimize it for the cloud. Refactoring, also known as rip and replace, is going to involve breaking down an existing application into smaller, more manageable components, which are known as microservices. Now, repurchase, also known as drop and shop, involves replacing an existing application with a commercially available software as a service, or SaaS, type of solution. Retiring is going to involve discontinuing an existing application and replacing it with a different solution, or simply discontinuing the use of the old product and not replacing it with a newer one. Retaining is going to involve keeping an existing application as is without making any changes to it. Essentially, when we use the retain method, you're going to have made the decision to keep your old legacy application and simply keep using it within your traditional on-premise environment instead of trying to migrate it into the cloud. Next, we have hybrid migrations, which involve using a combination of different migration types to move an organization's applications and data into the cloud. This type of migration can be a really good option for organizations that have a mix of applications and data that require different migration strategies. And the final type of migration we have is known as a phase migration. This involves moving applications and data to the cloud in stages instead of trying to do it all at once. This type of migration can be a really good option for organizations that have a large number of applications and data that they need to migrate, or those organizations that want to minimize the risk associated with a cloud migration. Fourth, we have cloud-native applications, which also includes their underlying technology, which relies upon containers and microservices. These cloud-native applications are designed to be run on cloud infrastructure, and they're going to be used to build highly scalable, resilient, and flexible applications that can be deployed on a cloud-based infrastructure at scale. Containers are these lightweight forms of virtualization that allow applications to run in an isolated environment. These containers allow developers to package an application and its dependencies into a single unit, making it easier to move the application between different environments. Microservices, on the other hand, are a way of breaking down a monolithic or a single large application or program into smaller independent services that can then be deployed and managed separately and individually. Each microservice can then be deployed and scaled separately based on your organization's needs and requirements. The fifth thing we need to discuss is data analytics. Data analytics in the cloud is really accomplished using one of 3 technologies or a combination of these technologies, and these include things like big data, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. Now, big data refers to a large, complex data set that's generated from various sources, such as web logs, e-commerce transactions, social media, mobile devices, Internet of Things devices, and much more. Big data is really characterized by its volume, velocity, and variety, and this makes it difficult to store, process, and analyze all the data you're collecting using traditional methods. Now, artificial intelligence, or AI, is a branch of computer science that deals with the development of systems that can perform tasks that would normally require human intelligence, such as recognizing patterns, making decisions, and solving problems. Artificial intelligence systems can learn, reason, and make decisions based on the data they've been trained on. Now, machine learning, or ML, is a subset of artificial intelligence that focuses on the development of algorithms and statistical models that allow computers to learn from data without being explicitly programmed. Now, machine learning algorithms are designed to automatically identify patterns and relationships in data and to use those patterns to make predictions or decisions. Sixth, we have customer-facing services. Now, customer-facing services refers to the products and services that a company offers to its customers using cloud-based technologies and services. Most commonly, you're going to find that cloud-based customer-facing services are delivered under some kind of a subscription model. One of the biggest markets for these customer-facing services is in the world of digital marketing, including things like email marketing and running social media or advertising campaigns. Seventh, we covered the evolving business services, including things like autonomous environments, the Internet of Things, the blockchain, cloud collaboration, and desktop management, which is known as desktop as a service or virtual desktop infrastructure. Autonomous environments refers to the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning technologies to automate and optimize business processes. These technologies can be used to automate tasks such as data analysis, decision-making, and resource allocation, and this can help businesses operate more efficiently and effectively. The Internet of Things refers to this growing network of connected devices that are embedded with sensors and software. These devices can then be used to collect, analyze, and share data, which can then be used to improve business operations, optimize your resource utilization, and create new revenue streams. The blockchain is a decentralized distributed ledger that records transactions in a secure, transparent, and tamper-proof manner. This consists of a chain of blocks where each block contains a cryptographic hash of the previous block, a timestamp, and transaction data. This structure ensures that once the data has been recorded on the blockchain, it cannot be altered or deleted without being noticed. Now, cloud collaboration refers to the use of cloud-based technologies and services that enable remote and distributed teams to work together more effectively. And desktop management, which we also refer to as desktop as a service or DaaS, or as virtual desktop infrastructure known as VDI, is going to refer to the use of cloud-based technologies and services to manage and deliver desktop environments to users over an internet connection. So, for the exam, it's really important that you remember the different types of cloud migrations, the phases of a cloud migration, the types of cloud migration approaches, cloud-native applications, data analytics, customer-facing services, and the emerging and evolving business technologies and services that your organization can use inside of a cloud environment.